Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our Tuesday morning show, which is sponsored by HB Neal Construction. We slide over to radar, sponsored by Do Good Credit Union. You can see that there's not much going on, just some radar noise other than that, but it is awfully quiet across the region. Temperatures are a little bit warmer than they were the last 24 hours. We'll talk on that here in a minute, but other than that, it is awfully quiet across southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. If we look at the satellite and radar, we're starting to see some high clouds moving into the region, or more cloud cover moving into the region. That's because an upper level disturbance is moving through the state of Texas, but we're so dry, we're not getting any showers and thunderstorms from this. We actually should, but since we're so dry, we're just getting the clouds from it. As we look at the temperatures right now across the southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana region, notice yesterday the lakes region, or further to the north, was into the mid to upper 50s. They're already into the upper 60s, down towards the I-10 corridor. Houston at 71, Beaumont at 65, Lake Charles at 72, Lafayette at 68, and down towards the coast, they are into the 60s to mid 70s. Let's talk about that change the last 24 hours, because if you look at Lufkin and St. Augustine's, that is a 10-degree difference that we've seen from yesterday to today. Look at them now. So we're not too bad here locally from Houston into Beaumont, just a 4 to 6 degree difference, but it's still not a bad morning out there. I mean, it's not humid yet. We should see humidity start increasing later on this week, getting into the weekend, and hopefully we get more cold fronts the next couple of weeks. But we are starting to see that, unfortunately, it is a slight warming trend. Here's our construction and outdoor forecast for today, sponsored by Modern Concrete and Materials. Really, the biggest thing that we're seeing is some cloud cover moving into the region right now. This is not going to bring any rain. You might see some rain on radar, but since we're so dry, by the time it does get down to the surface, it's not going to be much of anything. So just going to be false data on the radar. We're just seeing some clouds moving in. Temperatures will get into the upper 80s, mainly into the low 90s this afternoon. You can see somewhat of a disturbance moving through the region, kind of the flow a little bit out of the west-southwest, and this is bringing in some moisture and some clouds. But again, we're so dry here on the mid to upper levels, it's going to be hard to get any rain out of it. And it's not until later this week we're going to switch over to the atmospheric moisture chart, sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services. Look how dry we are right now. That is lots of dry air. We zoom out a little bit and we get into Thursday, start noticing some green moves into our region. That is a window of opportunity for some moisture coming into our region Thursday and Friday. That's when we could see some limited rain coverage coming into our area, 10, maybe 20% coverage from that limited moisture. And then this weekend kind of wants to be a battle of how much dry air do we have and how much moisture is wanting to come into the region. But as we get into next week, we should see a little bit more moisture start getting into our area. Here's a future cast. Lots of cloud cover coming in from the upper level disturbance. Typically, we would see showers and thunderstorms. Not getting that from this. We're just getting the clouds. It's showing some rain, just not buying it. It's so dry. Don't see that happening at all. Even as we get into Wednesday, another quiet day, mainly just some clouds moving into the region. That is about it. So it is mostly dry the next couple of days. Temperatures into the upper 80s, mainly into the low 90s. This actually brings us to our high temperatures, sponsored by Switch Electric. You can see we should get pretty close to the low 90s. Houston at 92, Beaumont 90, 91 degrees, Lake Charles 92. Lafayette could be into the upper 80s to low 90s. Down towards the coast, you will be into the mid 80s. Galveston a little bit warmer over there at 87 degrees. And then further to the north, you'll be into the low 90s as well too. Here's our overnight lows. Again, they're slightly a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing. You can see some areas get into the low 60s further to the north of the I-10 corridor. Woodville and Jasper at 65, 66. You have Houston should be at 74 overnight tonight. Beaumont should be about 68, 69 degrees. Lake Charles all the way to Lafayette should be into the upper 60s to low 70s, and down towards the coast will be into the low to mid 70s. Galveston a little bit warmer like always at 79 degrees. We now have two hurricanes in the tropical Atlantic. You have Hurricane Imelda and you have Hurricane Humberto. This is actually, I believe, 12 to 15 hours ago. And if we actually put this in motion, look how much Humberto has changed. So Humberto right now is kind of going through a weakening trend, and Imelda is actually going through a strengthening trend really the next 6 to 12 hours. We're starting to see this kind of pick up a little bit. So Imelda is now a hurricane, and we're actually seeing Imelda and Humberto today starting to curve eastward, going away from the United States. Both will get pretty close to Bermuda, especially Imelda. This could, I don't know if it'll be a direct landfall, but it will be very close for Bermuda. And we'll actually put this in motion here so you can see just how much Humberto has changed. It's really a Category 2 hurricane, hard to really say, but we are seeing Imelda is slowly starting to strengthen. And here is the latest track that we have. You can see both of them curving out to sea, going away from the United States, but Imelda will get very close to the Bermuda as a Category 1 hurricane. Tropical storm force winds are likely for that region. Rip currents are going to be a big problem as well, too, and then larger than normal waves, what they'll be experiencing. But the good news is that both of them are curving away from the United States. We have not had a single hurricane make landfall in the United States. It has been a good year of the what we call fish storms, everything going out to sea. We call those the fish storms. So hopefully we continue seeing that. I would say that our odds of having a hurricane or any tropical activity here locally in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana is extremely low, but we'll continue to keep watching it. There's no doubt about that. One thing we won't be watching is a lot of rain. It's going to be dry really the next 5 days. We have some limited rain coverage as we get into Friday, and then possibly as we get into early next week, a little bit more moisture starts coming in. So right now it is mostly dry. Little to no rain is expected. Temperatures into the low 90s. We're starting to see those morning lows get a little bit warmer really the next 5 to 7 days. So we are just slightly above average what we would typically see. Our normal highs around 87 degrees. You can see all week long will be pretty much into the low 90s. Here, southwest Louisiana, a little bit rain coverage, a little bit better rain coverage, I should say, for southwest Louisiana on Sunday and Monday. But other than that, it is mostly dry, pretty warm, almost feels like August instead of September and October. But we're getting through it every day. We're closer to another fall-like cold front, or more cold front, I should say, and we will start getting a little bit better weather. But thank you all for tuning in for the Tuesday morning show. I'm meteorologist Johnny Lively. We'll have more updates throughout the day on Facebook. Lucas will have our next update this evening. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. It's got 24/7 access to weather graphics and more information. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and see y'all again Wednesday morning.